There are no new reported developments regarding the search by Stutsman County authorities for a man reporting missing on the Jamestown Reservoir. Authorities spent most of Sunday night and all of yesterday searching for a man who failed to return home after going ice fishing. Stutsman County officials conducted a ground search around the area where his ice house and vehicle were found, while the Game and Fish Department flew over the surrounding area. Yesterday, search efforts included a dive team searching under the ice and using underwater cameras to look for the missing man. Most efforts were centered on an area where the ice was the thinnest near his ice house. Stutsman County authorities have yet to release the name of the missing man and are not sure when the search will end if he isn't found soon. North Dakota Governor Jack Dalrymple says the state has invested over $300 million in roads, water, and housing development in western North Dakota over the last 4 months. Governor Dalrymple also adds that over $100 million of that money has been spent on road projects in oil-producing counties, including a substantial upgrade to Highway 85 between Williston and Watford City. However, Governor Dalrymple says more infrastructure funding is on its way to the western part of the state, a little under $900 million worth. The money will go towards various things, including rebuilding roads and upgrading waterfront treatment systems. Jamestown College hosted a presentation by 2 visiting Chinese professors in the NAFIS Student Center on the Jamestown College campus. Li Zhaoxing and Gui Li of University of Guangdong Province shared information about China's education system and held a Chinese tea ceremony. The event was hosted by the Jamestown College Look Beyond Committee, the Art Department, and the Foreign Language Department. The government investigation of a 2010 mine explosion has been settled. The explosion killed 29 men and occurred in West Virginia under Massey Energy, which is a company under Alpha Natural Resources. Alpha Natural Resources settled on terms which include the payment of $209 million and protection from prosecution. Investigators from the Departments of Justice and Labor say Massey Energy was at fault and concluded that the explosion was due to negligence of safety standards. Of the $209 million set to pay, $46.5 million will go to the families of the victims, $80 million to boost safety in Alpha and Massey mines, $48 million to create a health and safety foundation strictly for mines, and approximately $35 million in fines. Astronomers report that they have taken the measurement of the biggest and baddest black holes yet found in the universe. Called abyssal, the black hole cluster is 10 times the size of our solar system and has engulfed billions of suns. Astronomers speculate that such holes might be the gravitational cornerstones of galaxies. Through the course of many years, observations with the Hubble Space Telescope seem to point black holes as being the center of all galaxies, and the bigger the galaxy, the bigger the black hole. At least 63 people died as a result of bombings today at Shiite religious observances in 3 cities throughout Afghanistan. The attacks also left scores more wounded. A Pakistan militant group that has ties with Al-Qaeda, the Taliban, and Pakistan's intelligence service has claimed responsibility for the attacks. Entitled Lashkar-e-Jhangvi, the group is comprised of Sunni extremists who believe in the extermination of Shiites and has helped drive the rampant sectarian violence between Shiite and Sunni groups in Pakistan. Today's attacks timely coincided with the Shiite holiday, which marks the death of the Prophet Muhammad's grandson, Imam Hussein. The attacks were carried out in the Afghani cities of Kabul, Mazar-e-Sharif, and Kandahar. 2 of the attacks were carried out by suicide bombers, while another utilized a bomb hidden on a parked motorcycle. Political turmoil is embroiling the streets of Moscow. Yesterday, thousands of people protested parliamentary elections that were reportedly marred by irregularities and corruption. Today, 2 prominent opposition figures who appeared at the demonstration are under arrest and face criminal charges. One of the men was found guilty by a judge of organizing an unauthorized rally and disobeying police orders and was given a sentence of 15 days in prison, while the other is expected to face similar charges. Meanwhile, a spokesman for Russian Prime Minister Vladimir Putin says, quote, The actions of those who hold unsanctioned demonstrations must be stopped in the appropriate way." End quote. It was nice to see the sun again today. Hopefully that's a trend that will continue this week. Here with a more in-depth look at the weather is Jessica Gulseth. Jessica?
Thanks, Carlotta. The weather hasn't changed too much since yesterday. It's still going to be cold. Today wasn't too terrible. We saw a high of about 26 degrees. Like you said, we had mostly sunny skies and a bit of a breeze. If you were caught outside without a hat or gloves, your fingers and ears may have been a little numb by the time you came back in. That wind can make a big difference in the temperature, so dress warm. We'll be experiencing light winds for a few days this week. Now tonight will be colder as expected. We'll be seeing a low around 16 degrees. Tomorrow will again be mostly sunny with a high of 28 degrees, much like today, with light winds as well. Later on in the evening, we'll see one of the lowest temperatures this week at about 4 degrees. Thursday and Friday will have fairly similar temperatures. We'll see a high in the mid-teens for the day, but as the sun sets and the temperatures drop, Thursday night will feel much like Wednesday night, and Friday night, well, it won't be much different than any other night this week. Stay warm, it'll be cold. Taking a quick look at the weekend, I'd say clear skies with a bit of a warm-up for both Saturday and Sunday. I can't stress this enough, winter is here. Stay warm and stay healthy. That's the weather for today, Jamestown. Now back to you, Carlotta.
Thanks, Jessica. After handily winning their last games, the Jamestown College men's and women's basketball teams were both back in action tonight as both hosted Presentation College at Jamestown Civic Center. Both teams also have home games tomorrow against Trinity Bible College. Tomorrow's women's game starts at 5:30, while the men's game will follow at around 7:30 p.m. Tomorrow, the men's wrestling team will be heading to Minot to compete in a duel against Minot State University. The duel will be the Jimmie's last until January. Thank you for joining me this evening. As always, it's been a pleasure. Be sure to tune in tomorrow when we'll once again connect the campus with the community. JCTV news updates will run through the end of this week and then will be suspended during finals next week. They will then resume in January, and I will see you then. Until next time, I'm Carlotta Rasmussen. Have a blessed holiday season, Jamestown.